Well, look about, ooh-wee.
Welcome to the Stand Comedy Club podcast. Today we have Mr. Chris Weir.
Wait, I thought you did the da 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 at the start. Did you stop doing that?
We that's just
we did it once.
We
oh, maybe that's the one that I recently watched, and I was like, I guess that's how they start.
It's just like added in. That's
I see.
Yeah,
And I think
that's
actually
little...
what's weird about that is we recorded that on a podcast that no one's ever heard. Because we recorded one or two, I think, just to try it out.
Yeah.
Years
Yes, like a tester pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we never released.
Who was the guest?
No one.
No,
We're just doing this.
okay,
it was
okay.
just to see if we can talk for an hour, and we can.
Yeah.
Very
we will.
easily.
Sure.
It's a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so in that, we decided that we were talking about what should the theme tune to be. And it was like, well, it should be Reet Petite, but we'd never get the rights.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we'll just do it ourselves.
If you sing it,
So it's us singing.
Is that allowed?
I don't know, but so far no one's sued us.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear that song, it like sends a pang of like anxiety
Yeah.
through me.
Yeah, I think we feel similar. When you hear it in the wild, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's like an immediate, because I think I heard it in like Cafe Nero or something like months ago now. But but it's like cold sweat kind of like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong place.
Yes.
Like
I feel like a sleeper agent. Like I've just been activated and I'm like, I have to go on stage immediately and talk about what happened to me last night.
Wow.
There's also in the Edinburgh stand for Red Raw, instead of Reet Petite, we just have for all of our shows just play Reet Petite as the walk on. But it's different in Edinburgh and Newcastle for some shows. For Red Raw, it's
a
Higher Ground by
I think it's the Red
Stevie
Hot Chili.
Wonder.
I thought it was Red Hot Chili Peppers version of it, or is it the Stevie Wonder version?
When I was working there, it was Stevie Wonder, but they
probably
might
is.
have changed it.
It probably
How
is.
does that one go? Sing.
Oh
yes, I do know that one.
Peeper.
Yeah, keep on
something. Yeah.
keep on something.
Keep on something, baby.
I very much appreciate that you got that from the really
Yeah, no, that was good.
I
I was like, I've definitely walked onto that.
But I have it on a playlist here. And I accidentally awoke the sleeper agent in Amelia Baylor because she was like, "Oh my God, that's the Red Raw theme for Edinburgh." So
They use Reet Petite for the weekends in all the clubs, I think.
Yeah.
I've been down to Newcastle a few times. Hi, Newcastle. And they've got Reet Petite, but they have a different version of Reet Petite.
Do they?
As in, it's a different artist singing it, and it's really weird. It's Twilight Zone stuff because you're in a room which is very similar but not the same. All the colours are the same but not right, and then the song's not right. You're like,
and they're all speaking different.
Yeah, they
to
got
us.
funny voices.
They
Don't they?
do. It's wrong. I've been down to Newcastle, but I never clocked that. I think I was maybe just too focused on the art of stand-up.
Oh, how beautiful!
Yeah. No, actually, one time the one thing I do remember from Newcastle the last time I was there was I was wearing this massive jumper, and I was going to be like my stage outfit. I tend to go like quite comfortable on stage, and it was getting hotter and hotter as the night went on, and I was like, oh no. And I'm somebody who doesn't even get hot, but I was like overheated to the max. To the point that like it was a minute before I went on stage and I was like, I'm going to have to take this off. The problem was underneath I had like a very skin tight t-shirt, which is not my vibe.
Okay.
And I don't think this is, I've spoken with other comedians about this. You don't want to wear like too tight clothing on stage because like people are like, this is going to sound like...
No, I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to what you're going to say.
This is going to sound really not humble. And it's not, this is for any comedian, but like basically you don't want to be too hot on stage.
Yes.
You don't want to be too hot on stage. Otherwise people don't laugh because they can't equate hot with funny. And I'm not calling myself hot, but if you wear something skin tight, people are like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was too hot for the stage and I physically and sexually, and I didn't have, well, I had an okay gig, but it would have gone better if I was in the chunky nips
okay.
That should be your next show. Too hot for the stage.
Yeah. Well, last time you were in, we were doing a weekend and you were wearing, may I say, a cunty little outfit on stage.
Thanks.
I loved it.
I've been trying to have a bit more fun.
Yeah. You were wearing was it like a crop top?
Yes.
With What you can
Yeah, it's a crop top that has like vintage Playboy photos on it, and then I was wearing dungarees over that.
I loved it.
Yeah,
you walked out because it was different to what you were wearing when you came in. Maybe you were wearing.
I think I had a jumper on top. Yeah,
and then you walked out on stage, and I was like, oh.
That must have been the Saturday because I saw you on the Friday, and I don't think that's what you were wearing.
No, it was the Saturday.
Yeah.
And we take pictures of everyone on stage. It's different per shift, but usually if I'm on teching, then I would be doing the social media. And I took, like, may I say, the best picture of you I've ever seen, because you had part of the bit is you're like, you go like, open your mouth and stick your tongue out, and I got like the perfect lighting. It was like you were like there was I wonder if I can find it. Maybe I'll please put it up here, Chris. And it's just, I just was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of that. You're just with your tongue out like that.
I'm glad that you love that photo, because I saw that photo when you posted it. I was like, is that what I look like with my tongue out?
No, I thought you looked so good. I thought it was so good.
Okay, thanks.
Some people have an issue with the pictures that we take of them.
We don't care.
Kim Blythe, Kim Blythe and Amanda Dwyer, they're like, every time they're like, oh my God, I hate every picture that you take. But I don't try and take like bad ones. I only post pictures that I think that you look good in. So there's no sabotage going.
Yeah, no, I generally like them. I like the little trio, as if you've got like, it's very Spider-Man picture.
Pointing. Nice.
Yeah. Well, we're also, we need to say that Lottie isn't here. Yeah. They're the other host, but they asked us to talk to you about their sister that you went to college with, I think. Julia,
yes.
Yeah. They said, wait.
You know what's crazy is in this very moment, I am just putting together that they're siblings.
Yeah.
I just thought they were friends. Even though they are not friends. They have the exact same last name. That's insane. Hi. Yes. Yeah. But so we didn't go to college. We both did a traineeship where we trained to work in TV. We were developing ideas for TV shows, for like unscripted TV, so like reality TV and quiz shows and games and stuff like that.
That sounds class.
It was pretty cool.
What ideas did you come up with?
So, well, I was working, we all got like paired with a different production company. So I worked with the one that makes Richard Osman's House of Games.
Oh, cool.
So I had to
It's a big show.
Yeah. It was I was very happy with the company I got. They also did Pointless and a bunch of other shows. They did the new, what was it called? They did one called Building the Band, which is on Netflix. It's the last thing that Liam Payne ever did.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
So I was in the development for that. We had to like come up with different names for that one. So you would get put on a bunch of different things, but for Richard Osman, I did do some game development, and I came up with a game that got on the show.
That's cool. What's your game? What game did you come up with?
It's
my favorite one. Oh, sorry.
It was okay. I think they renamed it because I can't remember what I called it, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on TV and I was like, that's not my name, but it is my concept. So basically it's like they get given a film or a book or a TV show or something, and the first one person is guessing it and the other three have like whiteboards.
Oh, you got like one word.
Well, yeah, no. They get
there's so many games.
I know
it's a whole house of games.
It's every game is just a variety on a different game on that show. This one is the first person gets 15 seconds to draw the thing.
Oh.
And they get one guess. And then if they don't get it, the next person gets 10 seconds to add on to the drawing.
Okay.
And then they get another guess. And then then the next person gets 5 seconds.
That's cool.
And the first time it worked well. The second time it didn't work well. And I thought they were going to totally cut it. And then I haven't watched that show literally in years. And I just watched an episode last week just for like to kill some time. And my game is still on it.
And you get like 50p every time they play the game?
Nothing.
Yeah. What? Richard. I
know. Richard Osman.
He's making sweet podcast money. He can afford to give you 50p a game.
Although
it's not Richard Osman
anymore. Not anymore.
Who is it now?
It's now Michael Sheen.
Oh,
he's gonna do that.
Love him.
So I didn't obviously work on his, but I've heard he's great.
Yeah.
I spoke to one of the AP.
I think he would be great. I also feel that Richard Osman's probably a pretty great guy, to be fair.
He was very nice. It was weird. So we would have to do a briefing with the celebrity guests before they would start the shows, because they film all 5 in one day.
Oh, okay.
That goes out for the week.
It goes out for the week. So it
They
goes
must get
out.
tons done then.
Yeah, it's such a well-oiled machine where it's like they literally will record in like 40 minutes, barely cut anything for the TV show.
Whoa.
And then they go up, they change their clothes, they come down, they play another round.
Wow.
They go up, change their clothes, play another round. It's amazing. Cool. It's really well run. But in the morning we did the briefings with the celebrities where we test out a few games so they kind of got the hang of it, which did not work. Some of them were shite.
Oh no!
But occasionally I would just be in a small room with Richard Osman waiting for these celebrities to arrive, and I'd be like, so how's it going? Like, am I allowed to talk to you? I don't know the deal.
He seems like he would be like quite nice.
Yeah. He was nice. I have no complaints about Richard Osman.
I don't feel like he's putting on a character. I feel like that's just kind of who he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Is he the tallest man in the world?
He is the tallest man in the world. It's shocking every time you see him stand up. Yeah, you're just like, whoa. At one time I was in the BBC and I saw him like walk away from, he was like walking the distance, and it was just like a giant walking amongst men.
Yeah.
It
was crazy.
How tall do you reckon he is?
I think he's like, is he like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"? I don't know measurements. I'm not very good at any measurements.
I think definitely over. I feel like if you look that tall on TV, you have to be over 6'5".
I think he's 10 meters tall.
10 whole meters.
10 meters.
Behind our front bar, the general public don't know this. This is a little bit behind the scenes. We have someone that works for us called Gray, and Gray is tall.
Gray is 6'7",
and people
tall.
always say to Gray when they come in, "You're very tall." Yeah. And so behind the bar, there is a tally up high that only Gray can reach, which is the Gray is tall tally. And every time somebody says Gray is tall, Gray puts a little tally on it, and we are way over 100.
Wow.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I you know what? I'm guilty. I don't think I've said it to Gray, but I have said it to tall men. I just like I'm baffled by how tall some men are, and you have to say it.
Yeah.
I think it's fair enough. I think Gray just has to accept that they're tall.
Yeah.
I think also it's an absolute like one of life's small pleasures when you stand up at the same time as someone and you finish standing up seconds ago.
Going.
And then
still going.
And you're like, whoa, you're so tall. Love that.
Still extending all the extra limbs that they have.
Just unfolding.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to work in a theatre back where I'm from, and Greg Davies played there, and
another tall
person, and I came up to his hips.
Seriously?
Yeah, like just like essentially.
Wait, does
like
he just
my
have
eyes...
a very short torso?
Yes. It was like basically like I think I was like eye level with his belly button.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah, he is so tall.
So tall.
But then actually, I feel like maybe I hadn't stopped growing at that point. But
you were a child at this point.
Yeah, I was 4 years old. But I don't think that he would be much taller than Gray, and I don't come up to Gray's belly button. I don't think. Actually, I'll need to next time I see them.
We can look into this.
Yeah.
Something came up a minute ago that I wanted to ask about. I am dungaree curious. Do you think anyone can pull off the dungarees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You should absolutely do it. It's hard because annoyingly, I swithered a lot. I was also dungaree curious for a while, and when I finally got mine, they're actually too long for my legs.
Okay.
But I hate returning stuff. Like I can't be bothered returning. I'm very lazy as a person. No, I just wear it with these boots now, which have a platform. And these are the only shoes I can wear those dungarees with.
Okay.
Or else they're like trailing along.
So they're your dungaree boots?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, I'd say go for it.
Okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
I've thought about it for a long time. I feel like they'd be good for work. I feel like they've a lot of good utility.
Sorry. You go.
I was going to say slightly annoying when you have to go to the bathroom. That's the only asterisk.
I've never been to the bathroom.
Okay, you're good.
So I'll be fine.
Just saving it up for a rainy day.
It's going to be quite a rainy day.
I was once dungaree curious.
Yeah.
But I am a person that has boobs and hips.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a curvy lady.
Sure.
And when I've tried on dungarees, they sit at like the widest points on my body.
Right, okay.
So I feel like when I wear it, I look like a box, but
Sure.
not in a sexy way.
Not
Okay,
a
not a
sexy
sex
box.
box. Not a sex
not
box.
not a sex box.
You're bringing sexy box.
Yeah. So I personally don't enjoy them, but you don't have boobs, so that
Well,
might
not
look
anymore.
good. Yeah, so it might look great on you. You never know.
Maybe I should try it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you should.
Do you think denim or do we think corduroy or what do we think?
I'd start denim and then expand.
Okay, that's
You know, you want to.
Yeah, classic. It's like starting with a margarita, isn't it?
Yes.
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Before you go to spicy margaritas.
Yeah.
I like a strawberry daiquiri.
I was thinking like pizza that you use in a pizza place.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like you start. That's like you test out if the pizza place is good with a
I
margarita.
do that, and people. Do you do that genuinely? Because I do that a lot, and
Genuinely,
people always
yeah.
think I'm really boring. I'm like, no. If a pizza place can't do a margarita well, then what are they even doing?
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think?
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Are you gonna say you don't like pizza? Because we're
Don't
gonna have
like
to stop
cheese?
the pod.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop several hot takes.
Okay, yeah, this is what we want.
One, I don't like corduroy, so that's why I recommended
That's
denim.
okay.
Okay,
I
do you
don't know
not
how I
like
feel about-
corduroy?
Is there something about it that I've never
Okay.
enjoyed?
That's okay. I don't know how I feel about it, so I don't mind.
Two, I don't like pizza.
What?
I know. I don't like cheese or tomato, so pizza is kind of a nightmare for me.
That is-
As is Italy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't like corduroy pizza or Italy actually.
Yeah.
So like Italian plumbers get out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough when
Yeah.
Mario stops by.
Yeah.
Does Mario wear corduroy? Yeah.
I mean,
It might be denim
he's
jeans.
2D.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just trying to think whether or not it's denim or not. It's blue for sure.
Yeah.
So tomato in any form.
So I like sun-dried tomatoes, but I
Okay.
don't like normal tomato or tomato sauce or ketchup or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there's a sliding scale of the joy of the tomato because I actually am with you to a point. I would not eat a raw tomato if my life depended on it.
Yes.
So like, no. Like, my mum would happily have like a tomato sandwich, which I'm like, it's not the war. We don't have to eat things like this.
Awful.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just put some salt. I'm like, no, thank you. But if you cook a tomato, I do think they're a total winner. But that's okay if you don't feel that way.
I don't.
The Pride Rainbow has many
Would
stripes,
you- yeah,
and that's
yeah.
okay.
Thanks.
Would you so does that sorry to really double down.
No,
that,
it's
does
fine.
that
Shame
include like tomatoes in sauce like a bolognese
Yes,
sauce or
it does.
Wow.
I know, it cuts out a lot of stuff.
yeah.
For the first like 18 years of my life or so, I found it very hard to like find food I could eat. And then I discovered Asian food. Asian food
Oh,
is
yeah.
That's a
especially
fair point.
East
Yep.
Asian food. There's not a lot of tomato or cheese in that. And then I was like, okay, I'm set.
I guess like if you go to like sort of south, like India and Pakistan, there's a lot of tomato in that, I suppose.
Yes,
but like,
yes.
but in terms of like East Asia,
East
like
Asia.
Yeah.
China,
Japanese,
Japan,
Chinese,
Korea.
Oh my God.
Thai.
Thai,
I
yeah,
mean, there's
okay.
maybe some tomato, but it's very easy to skirt around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So that's my sweet spot.
That's
In fairness,
amazing.
Asian food's delicious, so
It's
that's
great.
fair
Yeah,
enough. That's
so
okay.
good.
They make it so well.
Yeah.
They do
I
so
could
well.
I think
Shout
if
out,
I
you guys.
if you
Shout
were
out,
to
Asia.
if you were to only eat one like type of cuisine
Oh, it's
for the rest of your life, where would you where would you go?
It's either Thai or Japanese.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Or ass. No, I'm kidding.
1 million %. Didn't realize we had a legend on the pod.
Wow.
What-
Fraser?
What do I go? I don't know. I don't know.
Ass is taken.
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a good answer. Thai is a good answer.
It's really good.
I immediately just thought about what my husband would eat because I'm like, I just don't want to have that conversation. So what's he going to have?
That's so funny.
And he loves a pad Thai, so maybe I just go, yeah, Thai food's
Yeah.
great. I
Yeah,
eat Thai
yeah,
food as well. That's a good
Nice.
shit.
I had
Or
Thai-
maybe Italian. I mean, I know it's not for you, but as a man that does eat tomatoes,
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
It's a little bit basic, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Everybody loves Italian.
I would say going out to eat Italian's low on the list for going out to eat for
I would
me.
agree with that.
Because I can make a
Make it at
good
home.
pasta at home.
Yes.
And then but it's different for obviously you don't like eating pizza, but if I want to have a pizza, that's different to like having an Italian in my head.
I actually, because pizza's not necessarily Italian food. That's a hot take.
Because you could do Detroit
because
style pizza, Chicago style.
American pizzas for sure.
Yeah,
loads of
yeah.
time.
Sure.
Although I
Exactly.
do think the best kind of pizza is Italian pizza because I think I like
Like Neapolitan.
Neapolitan pizza is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best kind of
Right,
pizza.
yes.
For what it's worth.
I've
Here's
heard-
the thing. So you don't like cheese and you don't like tomato. Okay. There are other things you can have on a pizza.
I know, but that's like the base.
Yeah.
But not necessarily. You get white
Like
pieces.
I mean,
where they-
essentially, you just
garlic.
got garlic bread,
Yeah.
which I do love. I love
How good is garlic bread?
Oh, garlic
Garlic
bread is
bread.
like maybe my favorite food.
Yeah, okay.
Which is hard because although actually, well, I was going to say Italy, but actually garlic bread is not Italian. It's like our version of Italian food.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Because I lived in Italy and there wasn't garlic bread.
How did you
Whereabouts
cope
in
living
Italy?
Rough. It was rough.
Oh.
I ate a lot of seafood because I lived on
Oh.
like
sure.
the coast, so that was good. But yeah, it
Whereabouts
was.
were
I
you
didn't go out
staying?
much.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Whereabouts did you stay in Italy?
I lived in a small city called Messina in Sicily.
Oh, nice.
It's well, this one wasn't.
Oh, I just think Sicily's nice.
Yeah.
The rest of Sicily, lovely. I traveled to like Palermo and Syracuse and all that. They were lovely, and Catania. Messina is kind of like this weird ghost city where
Ooh.
basically cruise ships would come in, people would flood it for like a few hours, see like 2 of the only sites that there were,
And die.
then get back onto the and die, and then their ghosts would haunt.
Wow.
So and then a lot of the people who worked in Messina would go back to their villages that surrounded Messina on the
Oh.
weekend. So it literally would be like a ghost city during the weekend.
Only there for boat tourist ghosts.
Essentially,
Wow.
yeah.
And what? How come you were there?
I was teaching English, a random job I got.
And can you speak Italian?
I learned a little bit at the time, but it's kind of fallen out of my head. Like I didn't ever have a class.
Whoa.
Yeah. You just kind of pick it up.
Was that like, there's like an acronym for that? People go and they teach English and all that.
ESL?
That's it.
Yeah.
Is that-
Yes, it was essentially that.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I would love to do something like that.
Do it.
Okay. But I wouldn't know. Maybe I would go to like, actually, I probably would go to Italy.
Well, I was in China before it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was actually better cuisine wise.
Yeah.
Whereabouts
Yeah.
in China were you?
This city in the west called Chengdu. It's where all the pandas are.
Oh, shout out pandas.
Yeah.
know.
Oh my
lot of
god.
pandas.
Although I will say I went to the panda sanctuary and they are quite dumb.
that's
in
why I
terms
like
of
them,
like
though.
survival, they're not making it easy.
So
on
there's a
themselves.
reason they're going extinct.
There's a reason.
Why are you victim blaming these pandas?
Although they're now actually not, they're not on the endangered
Oh,
list
okay.
anymore. They got
So you can-
upgraded.
But that wasn't thanks to them.
Yeah.
Those,
Yeah.
those dumb
Through
bitches
no
had
fault of their
dragged
own.
off that list.
Literally dragged and made to fuck.
What a life.
The only thing they'll eat is bamboo, but bamboo has no nutritional value, so they have to sleep most of the day because they have no nutrition in their bodies. Like that's how dumb they are.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm like, girl, try Thai food.
Yeah.
Am I right? Try
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah. You see, I feel like you've seen those videos online of like school kids going to the zoo and then seeing like a gorilla like throw shit at them or like stick their middle finger
Yeah.
up. But imagine there was like a panda just like going at it.
Like ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
pandas ribbon. Jesus Christ.
It's like-
Please move.
Yeah, it's a circle of life or something. But the circle's a butthole.
They're
Lovely.
holes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That's the clip.
Yeah. My cuisine that I would choose.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Where's
I
that?
think I
Rob
would do maybe Korean or
Okay.
Yeah.
or Vietnamese.
Yes.
Vietnamese is so good.
Yeah.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But Thai food is great. Japanese food, Chinese food. But I love. There's something really clean about Vietnamese food, I think.
Agreed.
That's a really good way of putting it. Because actually, I was thinking of I was like, I quite like French food. French food is not clean food.
Oh, that's just butter.
Oh, it's dirty food.
Yeah.
It's, very, it's nice. How do you feel about French food? There's not a lot of tomatoes in French. There's cheese.
I like French. I avoid the cheese, but like a steak tartare.
I went to Paris with my beloved husband, who has been referenced before. We were working on a show at the time.
Okay. You know what? I'm single and I'm fine with it. Congrats on marriage.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm gonna give a wedding to my wedding ring. There we go.
How long have you been married?
4 years on the 1st of July.
Okay.
But we've been together for like 13 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were waiting until it was definitely legal. You were like, it's
Yeah.
legal,
Yeah.
but like, how long will it last? And then you finally.
I mean, how much longer will it last? Who knows? You know,
knows?
Marriage, not my husband. He's fine.
Oh, cool.
But
And you waited till after Pride Month to get married.
yeah, no, it was the cap on the end of Pride Month.
Okay,
okay.
We had a whole month of being proud and be like, right, let's settle down now.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got married.
Yeah,
But we were working on a show together out in Paris. It was George Orwell's Down and Out in Paris and London, right?
I've read that book. I read it when I was living in China.
Right. It's a great book. It's a book of its time. George Orwell.
Yes.
Nowadays, George Orwell would have been a pretty right on guy, I reckon. At the time, he probably still was, but there's bits of that book which are a little bit anti-Semitic. But it's like, it's a good book. It is a good book, I have to say, and it's 100 years ago, and it's, there's bits of it that are problematic, but broadly, it's an interesting book.
I mean, there's also this insane chapter where, like, he's very. The thing is he's not judgmental in that book.
No, he's not.
He talks about this thing where there's a place in Paris you can go where they had like chained a woman to a bed and basically men could just go. And
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Like, we didn't Bonnie
do that.
Blur.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very good, Molly. That was great.
But I wanted to input something.
No, that's good stuff.
That's so good.
My story's boring.
No,
compared to that.
sorry.
But we were there. We were doing this show, which was it was with I tried to make the story interesting.
The
and short as I possibly
incomparable
can.
Helen Mirren.
No, she actually was. She actually wasn't in it. To be fair, it was
the wickedly talented.
It was. We were doing like a live performance of the book, basically being read from start to finish, with people performing. So there was actors involved, whilst people read it. So like Stephen Fry would read like a chapter, but other people were acting in the show, and they were all wearing earpieces. So the director's basically talking into the actor's ear for like, because it was like hours long, this show.
Yeah,
and we did it in London. So we did it in the West End in London in this like church right across from where like I don't know the Harry Potter play was right across from. So it was like that bit of London, and then we took it to Paris and we did it there as well. That bit you didn't need to know. I'm just showing off. I did some cool shit.
Yeah.
That is cool.
But the Paris part, we got there and Rob had never been to France before, and he was like, "We're gonna go to a restaurant." So we went there, and I got like I don't know. Duck à l'orange or something. So and he was like, I'm going to try something real French. And he was like, I'm going to get steak tartare. And we all knew what it was. And we were like, no, don't tell him. Because he didn't know what it was. He's like, oh, steak tartare, it's French. Like, yeah, it's French. He got it. And have you ever seen the Mr. Bean episode where he gets steak tartare and he's sitting there and he has to pretend that he is trying to eat it and he's like hollowing out rolls and like stuffing that. Robert did all of that. Wow. He was like, he had like rolls. He was emptying the roll and stuffing the meat inside of it. He was like moving it around, putting bits on my plate and stuff because it was the most disgusting he ever had.
No,
I thought it was delicious.
It's so good.
I don't like the
I'm
texture.
sorry, you
of
married a dad.
Yeah.
Like steak tartare is
no,
great.
you're not a dad. Steak tartare is good though. You're wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was he was so upset about it. And so yeah. But steak tartare is delightful.
It's so good. It's the thing that like if I'm on holiday or somewhere in the continent, I love to order it because that's what makes me feel like I'm on holiday.
Oh, nice.
That's okay.
Because I would never make it and I would never get it in the UK. So it's only a holiday food.
I'm a bit scared to make it, to be fair, because if you want to know that it's good quality.
Fully poison myself.
I've been to Paris twice. Once as a child because I was taken to Disneyland, but I don't remember being in France. I do remember being in Disneyland.
Sure.
And then I went for my auntie's 50th birthday. Obviously, I always go.
Take that off on your bingo cards.
I always go on holiday for people's birthdays. For some reason.
And Lottie is incredulous about it.
Yeah,
Every time it comes up, you're always going on holiday.
Yeah. So we were going to Brittany for my auntie's 50th birthday, but
that's a lot to ask of people for a birthday. Are they big birthdays?
Big birthdays.
The 50th is this one.
Yeah, 50th. I went to Iceland for my my grand's 70th. Okay. She's turning 80 next year and we're going to go away again for that.
It is a good excuse to travel.
And also, they have a lot more money than me, so I don't have to pay.
Oh, sure. Do it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then they get to choose. I just turn up and because I don't get paid very much, I get
Stan.
you
hearing this?
In comparison to my family, I just get told to bring vibes, and I do bring vibes. Yeah,
because we pay Molly in vibes.
Yeah.
So, bank account runneth over with vibes.
Yeah, so I'm maxed out on vibes. Yeah. I'm making games. I'm like writing a quiz. Yeah. I'm like vibing out. I'm cooking while they're there.
Would love that.
Yeah. But we took the train. I went from Edinburgh to London, then got the Eurostar to Paris, stayed over one night, and then got a double-decker train to Brittany the next day. Stayed for like a week and a half. So fun. But we had... I'd never been to Paris like properly before, and we wanted to have like a really nice meal in town, I guess. And I had some scallops or scallops. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah,
Both are fine.
scallops with this like risotto.
Both are fine.
It was like a red wine like risotto.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Nice.
With some like samphire.
Yes.
Oh my god! It was like every bite I was like, I just kept being like
Paris,
Paris, come on! I was like, you guys should try this. I was like, like passing it around to everyone, being like, "Are you sure you don't want to try this? This is so good."
And a rat cooked that.
And a rat cooked it. Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
So to put a bow on it, dirty food, but it's still delicious.
Oh, it's so good. And then I wanted to get some kind of like pastry for the train.
Have you heard of croissant?
Yeah. That was what I was in search for, but I couldn't. Nowhere
Have you heard
was.
of pain au chocolat?
I've heard of it.
Okay, it's a good alt if you need it.
I wanted a pan
Oraison?
au almond.
Okay.
Almond.
Oh no, yeah.
Nut bread.
No, it's like an almond croissant. I love those.
Okay.
But I couldn't find. We didn't have much time in the morning, so the only place that was open was a Pret.
Oh wow.
So I went and I was like, "Merci
Technically
beaucoup."
from Paris.
Yeah, and I was
Is
Pret
Pret
a manger.
better? What did you manger? Was it
Yeah.
nice?
Yeah.
Is Pret better in Paris? I feel like the Parisians would demand better of their
No,
Pret.
it was
same.
very much the same. Yeah.
They probably have like a standardized recipe that they have to use.
Yeah.
right?
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the double-decker train was a highlight.
Apparently, we can't have double-decker trains in this country because of the Victorians. That's what I was told.
What why?
Why-
Because they sort of built all the trains and stuff, and when they built it, all the infrastructure doesn't allow for it. So all the bridges are too low, all the tunnels are too short, and it's like it's such a shame because we have broadly a pretty good train system in this country in terms of how far it goes, but
Not in terms of cost.
listen, am I right?
Or schedule.
Yeah, but in terms of like how far it can go, and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, we can't make them any bigger.
That's such a shame.
So yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
That might be. Listen, put that in the montage of all the things Fraser said, which is just not true.
Yeah.
But I think that's true. I think that's true.
Is Isambard Kingdom Brunel? He
Yes.
built the bridges.
Nailed
Lots
that.
of bridges.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Is that Victorian era?
Yes.
Yeah. Just say yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I told you that we would go on tangents. Yeah.
And I'm just watching it happen in front of me. I feel like I'm half like daydreaming. I'm like, what are we in? But it's great.
Yeah.
It's great, guys.
It's very good.
We should talk about comedy.
I mean, we can.
You do comedy.
Yes, allegedly.
How did you start doing comedy?
So I watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of comedy TV, and then I wanted to be a screenwriter originally. And then I was doing I did a master's in screenwriting, like
Nice.
mid-20s kind of time. And somebody on that course was like, you should do stand-up. I don't know why. So then I did, because I just do what people tell me to do.
Okay.
And then I was trying to like get short films and stuff made at the same time as doing stand-up, and I was like, oh, it's so much easier to just get on a stage and pick up a microphone than to get an entire crew and cast together.
Yeah.
And again, I previously mentioned I'm quite lazy, so I went for the easier option. And that's how it happened.
So you're doing it because it's easy.
Literally, yeah. Compared to the other thing that I was wanting to do.
Okay.
And I'm hoping it'll be like a very long route round to screenwriting. I would still
definitely.
like to write like
But
scripts and
people
stuff.
do do stand up
all the-
alongside it or something.
Well, I mean, a lot of stand-ups. Actually, in the UK, so many sitcoms are written by stand-up comedians who have no screenwriting, experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I have a little bit of screenwriting
nice.
experience. I'm set.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And
Just hand us the BAFTA now. Let's do it.
yeah.
And so what was your sort of route in? So when someone said you should be a comedian, you're just like, okay, just like, did you do Red Raw or did you do open mic somewhere?
It
What
took
did
like
you
a year before I actually went through with it because I was busy, and then I remember my first point of call was the stand, but the stand at the time, I don't know if it's still the same, but you could only get into Red Raw 2 times during the year. It was like
there's like open. There's like we have a little window of opportunity.
yes,
Yeah.
So it was like I feel like it was like April and October, 6 months apart, and I swear it was like the first week of May that I decided to look into it, and I was like,
Right.
fuck.
Yeah.
So I put in like a request, but it was like, but like, you have to wait till October. So then I got a couple of nights at Monkey Barrel, the rival venue.
Not to Glasgow, but sure.
Sure. Okay, fair. And then, I did some gigs. They went decent. And then I just kind of kept getting offered stuff. And then after, it was pretty quick before I got offered like a paid gig. And then I was like, okay, well, this is nice.
Oh,
I
nice.
like
Very
money
nice.
for...
Yeah.
What's the Monkey Barrel thing? Is it
Top Banana?
Top Banana.
I've heard about it. I've not seen it before, but is that not like a crazy free-for-all? Like everyone can just come and put their name in the
No,
hat?
that is free for all.
Oh, okay.
It is a free for all.
Yeah.
That's on a Monday, and then Top Banana was a Wednesday. So
Okay, cool.
So was I don't know what, because I actually did end up doing a free for all before I did the Top Banana, but
Sure.
Top Banana was what I was offered.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because free for all, is that the one where just if you turn up
You can put your name on the list.
and
yes.
everyone gets
Yes.
on?
yeah.
So sometimes it lasts like
Yeah.
ages and ages.
Well, at the time they capped it at 15, so you had to like queue outside Monkey Barrel for like an hour beforehand,
Whoa.
and then you would hopefully be in the first 15 in the queue. Or, well, what they would do is the first 15 definitely got on.
Oh, and then after that, see how we
everybody
got on.
else, you put your name in a hat, and then like they pick 3 names out of the hat throughout the course of the night. So you
I
had to
see.
stay the whole night
Yeah.
as well and
Okay.
be the audience and hope your name got pulled out.
Yeah.
So it was just, it was crazy. I remember I went like twice and I never got on.
Okay.
And then the third time I finally
Third time's a charm.
was
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
And Top Banana, is that more like they pick who's on before it?
Yes, and at the time it was a competition. So it was like everybody had to perform and then the audience would vote for who was the best, and whoever was the best got to come back to do a 10. And
Oh,
the
that's
one-
quite good.
The one that I went on, basically one of the acts just brought a bunch of friends and then they all voted.
so you could
for
rig it.
him.
Yeah, fair
they
enough.
they rigged it.
That seems a bit unfair.
It was
Was
literally
Susie McCabe.
it was.
She does that for every gig.
She's got so many friends.
I have genuinely no memory of who it was. I
That's
don't-
probably for the best.
I don't
Yeah.
think I ever saw them again. Yeah.
I sometimes find like it's great to have people doing their first gigs at Red Raw or whatever, and then they do bring like a horde of people because it must be terrifying to like, especially if it's your first time
Yes.
ever on stage.
Yeah.
But there has been a couple of times where I've noticed that they've got a lot of friends in. So I was like, when they come back, I would like to bring them back when their friends don't all turn up to see how they actually are.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, obviously the crowd is going for them, but is that just because it's like carried by a pocket of their friends? And I would say maybe 9 times out of 10 they are actually very good and are able to do it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
always good to bring your friends.
Yeah, well, there used to be an act who I will not name who used to literally bring like 30 people to gigs.
Whoa.
Wow.
And as a result, he'd be like, "I'm incredible. Look how good I am." But actually, he was like abysmal. But they
Are
would
they
laugh.
still is he still going? This
I
act?
think I haven't heard his name in a long time.
Okay.
So I think he maybe stopped. But it was a really weird.
His friends were like, "We're not coming anymore."
I was like, how do you have so many friends who are so willing every night
time,
to like
yeah.
come to your gigs?
Whoa.
It was really, really insane. I was almost jealous. I was like, wow, you have such influence over all these people.
Yeah. Well, that's like surely it's diminishing returns if you're not getting like
Yes.
people.
Yeah, like
you
you're
need
good in
people
spite
to
of
see
having
it.
no
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's fair. It's true.
One is good in spite.
One day I will make a friend, but
Yeah.
until then I've got comedy.
If we named the episodes after the out of quotes of what was said, I think that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Or
Yeah,
Dungaree Curious as well.
Too
that would
hot
be-
for the stage is
Yeah,
also
yeah.
good.
Oh my god, so many.
It's a lot of good ones.
I feel like people are gonna hate me after I say that.
No, you've also been doing more. Well, you've been doing more poetry
Yeah.
on stage,
yes.
and I love it.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What made you? Have you always been doing like poetry on stage, or is it a newer
No,
thing?
so I took like a year off last year from doing stand up. I was kind of burnt out at the end of 2024. And then I was going to do no performance or comedy or anything for that year. And then during it, I got asked to join this sketch group that was like it was very cool sketch group. Kim Blythe, Amanda
it Story
Dwyer.
Platform?
Story Platform. Oh yeah, I should probably give its name.
You're allowed to.
And it's this thing which is like follows the SNL structure where you basically meet on a Monday and you build a show over the course of a week and then you perform it on a Friday night. Cool. And it's like funded by Screen Scotland and all the stuff, which is nice because you get paid to do sketch comedy. So anyways, doing that, and I had forgotten, being a stand-up for years, that I had like maybe a little bit more range than I gave myself credit for, because with the stand-up you get used to just like standing on stage and talking about yourself and not. I mean, at least for me, I wasn't doing like characters or voices or movement. Basically, I was literally a stationary man talking about himself on stage. And I was kind of bored as well, I think. And then, so since I've come back, I started again at the beginning of this year. I was like, I kind of want to do stand-up, but also not do stand-up and be a bit more left field with stuff because it's more interesting. And just kind of push myself a little bit more. So I'm trying to do different things that are kind of adjacent to stand-up, which is where, and I had already written a little haiku years ago that I enjoyed pulling out every once in a while. And literally maybe a few months ago, I had a few new material nights. I had Red Raw at both Edinburgh and Glasgow Stand.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 days before, and I was like, fuck, I haven't written a single thing for this. I'm going to write poems.
Nice.
And I just wrote all those, and then they went well.
Yeah. I think that when you do it right, which you do,
Thank you.
it like it works so well, especially with your like on stage persona, like leading into it, and then it's just it's so good.
Thank you.
I really like it.
Yeah, there is a lot of bad alternative comedy, I should also say. And I think when I started, I did a broad spectrum of stuff. I did like more alt stuff, and I also did more standard stuff. And then at some point, my brain realized that the standard stuff would get you more gigs and paid and on weekends and stuff like that, because people like that works for a mainstream audience.
More palatable, I guess.
But now I feel like I've kind of Trojan horse my way onto a weekend, and now I can do weirder stuff.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like I also think that in a mixed bill, the like having different styles works too, because you want, if you have like, obviously there's like there's something great about having something for everyone, if you're a something for everyone comic, or if you lean way more into like Glasgow specific stuff, or there's people that do like musical comedy. That's great, but if it's great to have lineups that like aren't exactly the same, but they complement each other's like energy.
Yes,
and that's good.
I think as well, as you go on, you can differentiate between the stuff that's kind of weird and won't work on a weekend, but you can maybe use for like your own show. Versus stuff that is just broad enough that it will appeal to the audience, even if it's a little left of center.
I do think, and this is the most fucking obviously Fraser statement to make, but
you're like, comedy is good.
What I was going to say is like, an audience will go with anything that is good. So like, if you do something weird but you do it well and it's good, then they will go, okay,
that's
funny is funny. It doesn't matter, funny is funny, and you get people doing really different things on stage. I mean, who have we had recently?
Frankie Monroe.
Frankie Monroe is a great example, or like Paul Curry or something. Like, you get people that do stuff that are just like, no one else is doing that, but if it's good, people will go, well, I'm laughing.
Particularly on a weekend, or like particularly on a weekend show, if the headliner, because we've had Paul Curry headline recently and Frankie Monroe, and the compare is always like, right, just go with this.
Go with
it. Just the best thing to do is just let it happen. And then the people have such a good time.
True,
It's like if they're setting up and like, I've been friends with them for years and blah, blah, and don't give a little bit of context before. Sometimes people are like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, Frankie came out on stage, but came out through the audience entrance, and then was like stomping through, and he has a different, he has his own theme tune. And it's like, here comes Frankie. And like that. And people were immediately like, and there's like thunder and lightning going, and it sets such a tone. And people are like, holy shit, okay, this is the headliner. This is great.
And before you know it, they're all clapping along to a song about a trowel. I mean, it's wild stuff. And that was an interesting night as well, because let's talk about these mixed bills on a weekend. Like, the other parts of the bill were pretty like
shit.
No. It actually was a great night from what I remember, but I remember standing at the bar with the other comics, and it was Phil Differ was there, and he's on the bill. And like, I'd say I know Phil, and I really, really good friend of mine. I love Phil, he's a great guy, but his history is that he was a writer, a script editor, director. He was involved with like all the stuff back like what was it called, the stuff on the radio.
The Archers.
No, it was Scottish comedy, but he was involved with like he was one of the founders of the comedy unit in Scotland, stuff like that.
Cool.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's something radio. The word is going out of my head, and he made like Only an Excuse and stuff like that. So he only took up doing stand up. Like he's in his 60s now. In fact, Phil might be almost 70. I apologize, Phil, if you're not. But he's getting to that. You know, he's retired from his day job, and he was like, I'm going to do comedy now. I'm going to do stand up, and he's enjoying it. He's doing it, but his stand up is very traditional in that sense that it's man static on middle of stage doing comedy. But
it worked.
So the crowd had he did a great gig, and then they were able to enjoy that and something like Frank Wheel. So my point is if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
People will go with that, and there's something for everyone. So come to the Stand Comedy Club this weekend.
That whole bill was just like everyone was like top of their game in the type of comedy that they were doing. It was so good. And I want to say with poetry as well, I love Tim Key.
Oh yeah.
And he's a comedian / poet / actor.
I've remembered.
What?
Sorry, I don't want to. It was Naked Video and Naked Radio were the things he started on. Anyway,
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
But he writes poetry and then on his notes app, and then screenshots it and posts it on his Instagram often, and it makes me laugh. Like I'm laughing out loud at just these poems that he writes, and he's so good.
Nice. Okay, competition. I will defeat Tim Key.
Yeah, you should in battle.
Goal in life.
I actually one year after the Fringe, I went to one of my friends' shows, and then ended up at Tim Key's flat for an afters.
Fun.
Yeah, so fun actually. And it was my flatmate. She'd never experienced the Fringe ever.
Yeah.
And she had lived in Edinburgh for like 6 years. She just avoided it. And I was like, oh, well, okay, I work it every year. Love the Fringe. Let me show you what to do. And I took her to my pal's show, and then he was like, what, do you want to come for drinks afterwards? And then drinks went to more drinks, and then we went to this party, and then we went to afters, and I was like, just so you know, that's not a normal thing that happens. It was like we walked into the Monkey Barrel bar, and it was like a lock-in type situation. And we walked down, and I immediately lock eyes with like James Acaster, and the next him's like Nish Kumar, and it's like every single Mock the Week comedian there, and I was like, holy shit!
I know.
We were like the only civilians in the whole thing, and then ended up at Tim's for afters. Although, actually, sorry, he said that he...
I lied. How did that happen?
No, he said that he had, because we were like, where should we go? And he was like, I've got beer at the flat. So we were like, okay, let's go there. And the beer was 1 Desperados in the fridge.
That's so funny.
So
you just always had a wee sip each.
Well, we just sat.
I can't finish the story I'm about to tell you, so I'm just going to start it. When I did the Fringe in 2013, me and my friend Stuart, who I'm still friends with, we worked with Tom Stade, and there was a night that we went out with Tom Stade, and I can't tell you what happened.
I know.
Oh. Okay.
No, the tip thing is everything.
Right.
At the end of the show, at the end of the run, he came in and he gave us like a bonus for like, thanks very much for the Fringes, and he just handed me drugs like in a room of 300 people waiting. The show was meant to be starting, and he's come in late. Comes up. I think I've told this in the pod before. Yeah. He comes up and he's like, "Put your hands out, guys." I'm like, okay, and he just like takes out a big bag of weed and just gives like, "That's for you." Like, and a bottle of Russian Standard vodka. I was like, "Thanks, Tom. Could you go to the show, please?"
Yeah.
No, that bit's fine.
Yeah.
The story I can't tell you.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Can you tell me off the pod?
Sure, why not?
Perfect.
Yeah. He's
Pod over.
he's never given me weed. He's never given me any drugs.
That's just that what I said isn't true.
Yeah.
He's never given me drugs either.
But he has. There was one year I had told him that I had booked a holiday with my girlfriend for like post Fringe, just reset type thing, and he bought us both 2 bottles of champagne for the hot tub. He was like, "Thanks for a good run. Here you go." And I was like, "What the hell? That's so nice."
I need to get free stuff off him.
You need to tech his Fringe show, and then you will.
That's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah, you could just like wear a ginger wig and pretend to be me.
Great.
But keep the beard because and then you won't know.
And I'll also go on holiday with all your family and friends for their
for their
birthdays.
birthdays. Yeah. I'm sure you'll have a great time with my family.
I miss like family holidays and being paid to go.
Oh, it's
on
so
holidays.
good. Yeah.
I've unfortunately grown up.
Do you know what you want to get on that I've been seeing a lot of comics getting these days? Is you want to get one of those sweet cruise gigs.
Oh my God, I want to do a
How'd you get
cruise
those?
so bad.
Yeah.
I think you have to have like 4 hours of material and you do like an hour every single night or something, which I don't currently have. I mean, I could probably piece together stuff, but still, I don't think I'm ready, but I really want. I would love.
Because that looks like a sweet job.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Yeah.
I love a cruise.
I feel like every time I see Gareth Watt, he's just on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm jealous.
You have a family and children. Where are you cruising?
Oh yeah. Would you do a cruise as a punter? Would you? Or have you done a cruise?
I have done a cruise.
Really?
Yeah. Weirdly, like me and my family, we never did like big holidays or anything for like most of my childhood. And then sometime around my like mid-teens or late teens, we just did like one shitty cruise, which was like lots of families, not great food.
Sure.
But it was cool going to a different country every single day, basically. And then a few years later, we were like, should we do another? And we did the Adriatic Sea. So you're going to like Greece and other places. Croatia was one of them.
Nice.
Morocco.
I'm trying to think what's down there.
I'm like, where was it? But that one was great. It was like a little bit nicer cruise. Very like, I mean, there's just available food at all hours of the day,
all times.
which is amazing. And then you go to a different country every day. I loved it.
I think I would cruise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hear that, Rob?
Come with me. I think I would like to do like one of the fjord like cruises up in like like Norway and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool. And also, I've got friends that have done like the Virgin cruises, which apparently are like adults only. So it's like this. Listen, I like
Is
kids.
that that's not a sex cruise though?
It's not a sexy cruise.
Okay.
It's just like a
Not
cruise.
necessarily.
Listen, every cruise I'm on is a sexy cruise, but like, but like it's not for families necessarily. It's for like adults and couples and stuff.
Yes.
So and they look pretty fun. To be fair, I think I could cruise.
Yeah.
I would also
Sponsor is Virgin Cruises.
Oh,
I would do
sponsored by P&O.
like a gay cruise. I would like to do one of those, and those are, I think, pretty much sex cruises.
Yeah, I've heard that it's just bonking all day,
Yes, I've heard
all
this
day,
as well.
all night.
And I would love, but I've also heard, I think I was speaking to, who was it? I think Joe McTurnan was doing cruises and I was talking to him at some gig and he said that you have to sign a contract where you say you won't sleep with any of the guests as the comedian.
Oh,
so
forbidden fruit.
Whereas I would be like, okay, I need to change that to I will sleep with every guest.
Yeah.
Every single one.
I will just be passed around from room to room.
Some comedians will struggle with that.
So that's a weird. I get it because they don't want to like cross the line or something. But I mean, if you're on a sex cruise and you don't get to have sex with anybody,
yeah, that's unfair.
That's like that show. Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. Too Hot for the Stage.
You should do a show called Too Hot to Crandle.
Oh, that's a reference to my to my material. I really want to make crandle merch.
You should.
For anybody who doesn't know, it's candles that went crooked in the production process.
Yeah.
And they're called crandles.
And you absolutely should sell crandles as merch.
I really should. I need to get in contact with like a candle company and be like, could you make these wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to just buy some candles and break them.
And break them or like melt them sideways.
Like hairdryer
leave them somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Just find a hot room and leave them for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Crandles make themselves.
Yeah.
I know. I see. I'm not good at like any marketing whatsoever. So I need you guys to do this.
Yeah.
Listen, we're part of the team.
Like
It's
you're
fine.
taking it on. Thanks.
Well, if you leave them in a hot room, then they will be too hot to crandle, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's lovely stuff.
Thanks. Thank you.
Lovely stuff.
You're just bringing it. Have you guys ever thought about doing stand-up?
We get asked this quite a lot. I get asked all the time if I'm a comedian. And like my little joke response is, no, there's nothing wrong with me. Like that's always my response. No, it's because they know where I work. No, absolutely not. It's not that I'm not like don't perform and stuff. Like I'm in a band and I know that you like Mo likes to sing and stuff like that as well. So like it's not that we're like too shy. It's just that I don't know. I think that it looks really hard. And I'm like, and I think that it's such an instantaneous, like, if it's not good, you fucking know very quickly. With music, people kind of clap anyway, so it's kind of fine.
I know.
But like with comedy, if it doesn't go well, I just don't think I could handle it not going well.
I think also because we work at the stand, that it's like
the stakes are far too high.
If I was to do it and it went wrong, I don't think I would show my face ever again.
I think if I was ever going to consider doing it, it really is not something which I have any desire to do. But if I was going to do it at this point now, where I am, because of my career and because where I am and because of where I work and stuff, I think I'd have to do it in another country.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Like
travel.
I'd have to either like if I was in like Australia or something, maybe I'd have a go.
Oh yeah.
But no, my fucking luck, I'd be doing it in like bloody CMB in the front row.
But it's
like,
because that would be so
true.
funny. It would be like every single person on the Scottish circuit will be in like Melbourne.
And they'd be furious because I would be stealing all of the material.
But
slugs in my bed.
But we have it's like a loose rule when everyone when you first start working here. I was told that if you were to ever leave, which people don't really do, that you have to do 5 minutes at Red Raw. And I think that's
nobody ever leaves.
Yeah, I think that's really good for a thing. But I have no intention of leaving, but I know what I would do if, like, I'm not a shite bag, so I would do the 5 minutes at Red Raw.
Wow.
And I know what I would do for that. But I think it's mainly because I have known so many comedians for so long and have created a nice like friendship with a lot of people that if I was to then earnestly try stand up, I don't think I could do it.
Would you just go on stage and read all of the feedback you've written for all of the comedians?
Yes.
I quite liked, I wasn't on Daniel Petrie, the pod that you did with him. Sometimes we're not all here. That's Lottie's not here.
Yeah.
Let's
pour one out for Lot.
And you were talking, because I listened to it because I wasn't on it. I was like,
thanks.
The bit where you were talking about the high stakes game we could play with guests where we just get the feedback out from every show we've ever done and we just read it to you live on the pod.
Oh,
Like, that's such a crazy idea.
It's so rad.
Yeah. Well, it's because we people have asked for feedback before. There was one guy, I think we said it on Daniel's pod, it was Thor Stenhouse.
Oh yeah.
Had asked for his feedback, and I knew that he's always done very well.
Yeah.
And he hadn't been on very many times. But he was like, "Oh, I've never asked for my feedback. I didn't even really know that was like something that people did. I just thought it was an offer that was never taken up." And so then he asked for his feedback, and we went and like on the computer,
The raw, unfiltered version of it.
I know the story.
Yeah, and then I was absolutely, my face went so red because it was like we were being very complimentary to Thor, not in like a creepy way, but it was just like
Finn said she wanted to marry him.
Well, Finn said she wanted to marry him, but I had said that he was very charismatic on and off stage.
It's true.
And then, which is true, and I do stand by it. But I was like, oh, it does feel quite horrible when like he turned around and looked at me and he was like, "Did you write that?" And I was like, yeah. But at least it wasn't horrible what I said.
No.
It was just quite nice.
Are there people who ask like every single time they gig what the feedback is?
Yes.
Oh, I don't actually know. I'm going to trust you on that because I don't know, because it doesn't come to me. It goes to the office in Edinburgh.
There's people that anytime I'm teching them, they ask about feedback.
Oh, sure.
So I would assume that they, like, I would always just point them in that direction. But there are comedians that ask about feedback every time I see them.
You also do get comedians that'll ask you after, like, if you have a good relationship with comics, they might just come and ask you, like, what do you think of this? They'll ask you, like, directly. That's not the same thing, but, like, they'll ask for...
Yeah.
So I'm always a bit kind of like, I don't know. I'm not qualified to give you that. I mean, insofar as, like, I can tell you what I think, but don't take that with a pinch of salt. My opinion is just one opinion. Like,
I feel like I generally know how it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you just,
I would think
the
so,
audience tells you.
Yeah.
If
But
it
then
was-
I think also, sorry to interrupt, it's
No,
like,
go for
it's more of a, when you get to a point where you know their set a bit more, then it's like you can be a bit more constructive about like how it's gone in comparison to other gigs.
Yes.
And I think it mainly works best for Red Raw because it's when people are trying out new stuff.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, not always, but we would be like, in this 10 that you're doing, just like link it in start with this bit rather than that bit, and then that actually will follow in nicely to another bit that
Oh
you've
wow!
got.
So you give like structural notes as well.
Very, very rarely, but I would say maybe like 3 out of 10 times we would.
Yeah,
do
I do
it.
think when we give the feedback, this is. The feedback is not it's never just us being like they were shit, because there's no value in that, or even just they were great. Also, not a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
And it is also obviously any comedian, it's just what we thought, and that is complete. You can be like, fuck it, they don't know what they're talking about. That's totally fair enough.
Yeah.
But we do try to give our constructive feedback, as in like, this was great, this bit really works, or like you need to find a laugh quicker than you did, or like that story works, but maybe look at the wording of this bit here. And actually, that I think it tries to be helpful, and it comes from a place of just because we've seen a lot of it. We see a lot of comedy, we've seen you a lot, so we know what works when you do it and stuff like that. So I just what Molly was saying.
I think it's also just more of a case of like, if there's someone that's doing something more physically, or the way they say it's like, you can actually take that a bit further, like or
you're quite good with that. You're very good at encouraging people to say like, yeah, it's weird, get weirder. Like this could be even weirder. And
I'm like dance monkey. But yeah, I think it is mainly from just seeing it so many times.
Yes.
And then I think I would only, if I had a good relationship with them, be like go into like structurally turning things around.
I'm sure
and
you won't
sometimes
mind me
people have asked, like, I think Eva Peroni said that she was trying out a new, like, loads and loads of new stuff, and she was like, can you be like brutal? And I was quite brutal. It was like the longest. She still did really, really well.
Yeah.
But it was like line by line was just like, okay, this worked here and this worked here, and you need to push this further and pull this back and get a laugh quicker and that kind of thing.
Nice. That's
I don't think
good.
I'm gonna give you another credit to your name, because you gave Thomas Elvin a bit of material, which does not happen ever.
Wow.
Kind of.
I see. But you helped him come up with a really, really good like kicker on a joke.
He has a joke about Netanyahu taking it too far.
About what?
Netanyahu taking it a bit too far, which is funny the way he's
because
like,
he says it's
you've
so
had enough now.
underplayed.
And then he talks about, I don't want to burn his material, but I can tell you off pod, I guess. But he talks about like bringing Batman villains in.
Yeah.
And then in my feedback, I was like, I thought that from the setup, I thought you were going to take it this way. And I think that it could work doing it that way. And then the next time he did it, he used it. And I think he'd said that he had tried it before, the way that I thought it was going to go, and then couldn't work it out, so tried a different way, and then I had said no, do it that way, and he's now worked out a really good way to do it, and it's so funny.
It's a really strong bit.
Maybe I should be a director, writer.
Maybe, I don't know.
Editor,
yeah.
No.
Maybe.
Do you write with other people? Because obviously you came into it as a writer. So do you write? Do you write with other people? Do you write just for yourself? Do you like still enjoy that process?
I try. Well, basically, for years I wouldn't write with anybody. I like can't even go to like a coffee shop or anything like people do. I was like, I need silence and I need like solitude. But last year doing the sketch comedy, you kind of have to write in groups. So I got used to that. And then coming back to it this year, it's really weird writing alone now, because I'm like, wait, I don't have anybody else like stimulating my
to bounce
ideas.
off of.
So yeah, I'm back to writing alone, and very slowly, because I'm out of practice.
I mean, I guess that. But could you now, if you wrote alone and then bring it to other people? And
I could, yeah. I know. I'm very like, I don't know. I'm very like protective over ideas until they're like fully formed. Like I want myself to solve it rather than somebody else. Which is maybe just egotistical, but it's like a puzzle in my head that I need to like figure out how to make it funny, and I don't want somebody else to. The other thing is, if somebody else gives me a joke, sometimes I'm like, that is the best joke, but it's your joke, and now anytime I go on stage, I'm getting your laughs rather than my laughs in a weird way. Not all the time. I have had like some people give me jokes and I've been like, oh, that is really good. And then I've used it and just reveled in the laughter. But generally I don't. I don't. It's different when it's a sketch and you're writing it together and everybody's throwing in their jokes and you're sharing ownership over this thing. But sometimes I feel weird when I'm on stage as a solo person. Getting laughs for somebody else's joke.
Yeah, I guess that is a unique experience, being able to, or like feeling the laughter from some.
Yeah.
But I don't think that if someone like gave you a joke or like suggestion or something, I don't think that it would ever be in the I wrote that type thing.
I mean, comedies. I mean, the history of comedy was often that there were writers and there was performers, and you didn't necessarily have to do like.
That's true.
A lot of performers were not the writers, because it was like there's people out there that are. I'm going to be really. I'm not going to have a single name or say, but there's people out there who you can see like on paper this is great.
Yeah.
But when you go on stage, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, there's people that go on stage. I'm like, on paper, this is dog shit what you're saying.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when you do it, it is very funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I guess there's something in that. I mean, it's like, the Spice Girls didn't write their music.
Didn't they?
No, they didn't. No, so I tried to break it to you. No, they didn't. Like, Spice Girls did not write
I can't
Wannabe.
believe it.
But do you know what? They take those applauses, claps, and and they deserve them because they
That's
worked hard.
true.
And I think that's okay, because it's all part of the art form is bigger than that.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay, and it's all about.
But I guess with a song, there's credits. Like you can look up the credits. of who
Nobody's
wrote.
reading the credits. Who wrote Wannabe?
The Spice Girls.
Oh, Jesus.
Girl power.
Zigga zig.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too uptight about it at times. I vacillate between stuff. There's also a lot of times where like literally the minute I get off a stage, somebody would be like, I've got a tag for you. And you're like,
Yeah.
And then they give you it and it's a worse joke. And you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
The only time that's happened and it was a better joke was I was actually asked, like it was Amy Matthews, and she didn't do the thing that other people do, which is like, here's the joke you need to say.
Yeah.
She said, can I tag you? And I was like, yes. Thank you. Like, again, thank you for asking beforehand. And she gave me a better joke. And we were doing 2 shows on the same night. So the second show, I just tried the different joke. And it was, well, as soon as she said it, I was like, 100% that's the better joke. And then I did it on the second show and it killed. And I was like,
hell yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
But again, she's the one person who gave me the better joke. And she was polite enough to like actually ask about it.
Also, I guess the thing about that is there's no way in that particular scenario, in a lot of these scenarios, it's not that they wouldn't have come up with that material had you not done all the work to build what you built.
Yeah.
You've just sort of inspired it by doing your whole thing. It's like, oh, actually, that's really funny.
Yeah.
And actually, I've thought of this as a result of that. It's not like they can't take all the
I
credit.
think as well, it would be hard if the joke that you got given from somebody else got a much bigger laugh than every other joke in your set, and then you would feel like actual shit. Whereas I've never had that. It's always been like, okay, now it's on par with the other stuff, which is good.
I also want to say that the feedback that I give when it is because it's been asked for.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I'm not just going backstage and being like, by the way, you should be doing this.
100%. You as well give solicited feedback, which is good.
No, that would feel so. I think I would find it annoying if people were like, if you've just spent ages even if it's like taking a show and then as soon as it's finished, you're like,
here's a review.
Actually, you should have done it this way, and you're like, sorry. And also, a lot of times people get like their own like the adrenaline is so crazy. I accidentally went backstage to like speak to Mark Thomas. I used to do his Fringe shows quite a lot, and I forgot that I needed to give him some space for a bit because he absolutely roofed the gig. It was so good, and then I immediately went backstage and was like, by the way, there's people that want to meet you. And he was like, he also had already started getting changed, and I was like, sorry, But yeah, you need to give them a little space to like
if
come
you're
back
on like
down.
a high, you don't immediately want to go into like notes.
Yeah. For sure.
And that has happened to me multiple times. And I'm like, just let me enjoy it. My one joy.
Yeah. So to be clear, it's not unsolicited from us. You have to request it. We don't just send it to you whether you want it or not. You have to ask for it, and we will give you it. And it's only our opinion. And what is that worth? It's only worth as much as you think it is. Totally. Because I mean, similar when I was working back in my old life when I was mixing a musical or whatever, and nothing worse than be at the back of the King's Theatre in Glasgow trying to mix a show, which is a fucking horrible room to mix in. And someone goes, you could use a bit more bass, or it's like, fuck off. I don't care about your opinion on this. I'm in the middle of doing my job. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
I think if you're, everyone just has an opinion on certain things and they think that they could do it. And that's what's frustrating. It's like, you do it then, crack on. Like,
yeah. And I think it's in the, I guess it's different on our end because it's more of like, we're handling, is handling egos a bit too harsh to say? When people
What are you saying?
no, you're not. Ego. Everyone has ego. It's not. It's not that you're saying it's a bad thing, but you're.
It's like the opinions of, because it's like, I want this to sound as good. Obviously, we all want to make it sound as good as it can. But we have. No, I'm not going to say.
No.
Well, there's a Fraser taught me a technique in the Fringe one year to use
of how to phrase.
Because he was like, there was something that was going on and it sounded great, but the person was in their own head about.
Right.
So then it was like
it was bad.
trying to like, this sounds too boomy. This sounds, and so it was just there was nothing I could have done.
Mm-hmm.
They were just unhappy about the show.
They sound fun.
I know what it is. And I told you.
Then Fraser was like, Molly, have you tried, you probably just haven't tried the DFA fader. And I was like, in my head, I was like, what the fuck are you on about? And then he was like, yeah, no. I was like, DFA. And he went, and it stands for does fuck all. So you go up to the faders and you just go,
yeah.
And you just randomly move something that isn't connected to anything.
Excellent.
And then you're like, right, okay, try that now. And immediately, that's perfect.
Some people just need to feel like they're in control of a situation.
Yeah.
And if you can let them have that.
I will.
And but you know what? And that's not even that's the right thing to do, because what you're doing is like, I've done my job and I know this is fine. I know why you feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
You just need to have control of this, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And so I will give you that control without actually giving you any control.
Yeah. And it's great. It's also, it's like, it's great when knowing it's like, when that's the solution, it's because, you know that you're right. Like, you've done your job correctly, and it is just them, like, they're just having a bad day, they're feeling a bit anxious, like, I don't know.
I know it's weird because it is like a vulnerable thing to do a show, obviously, but at the same time, like, just be a basic human being.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's also when people come in and they're saying, like, during the Fringe, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And then you're on like hour 10 of 10 of 14.
Like
and
a Twitch.
And then like, they're tired because they've been drinking since they started. But yeah. It's great. Love the Fringe.
Love the Fringe.
Are you doing fringy stuff this year?
I'm doing one thing with Story Platform, the
Nice.
sketch comedy. I think it'll be like a best of show, and then I don't have anything else planned. I'm this year is kind of about writing new material, and then next year I'll hopefully do a show.
Where are you performing your Story Platform stuff?
It's at the Gilded Saloon.
Nice.
So kind of Fringe Central area.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Is it every day, or are you doing?
No, it's just a one-off show. I think sometimes they'll like invite like industry people to it or whatever. We did one last year as well and had some people in.
Perfect.
Yes, because they need to like because it's a funded thing. They have to continue to like be like, here, look at this cool thing we're doing. You wanna give us more money for it?
Yeah.
So it's constantly keeping that ball in the air.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does the Story Platform have like social media itself?
Yes, it's on Instagram, Story Platform, and we're just like gearing up to do another run of shows starting. Are we in June now? We are in June.
Yeah.
So it's
Pride Month.
starts this month again. We haven't done it for a while now, so we're going to do like another 6 months worth of shows.
And where do you do them?
They're at Gilded Saloon as well. So Gilded Saloon has like become our official venue. We started at Summer Hall in Edinburgh, then we're at the Trav Theatre, and then we are now at Gilded Saloon. So we've been like a traveling roadshow.
That's cool.
But just around Edinburgh.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it's fun. And they've like, for the next batch, they've kind of picked out a core cast where there's just like the 6 of us. So it's going to be, whereas the last one we had like various people coming in and out.
Right. So who's on the cast?
Core cast is me, Kim Blythe, Amanda Dwyer, Chris Thorburn, hey,
Hey!
Amelia Baylor, and this guy who's not a stand-up comedian. He's called Craig Craig James Moncur, who he's done some acting and stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Moncur.
That's great.
Yeah.
You should do that to him every time.
I should.
Yeah.
He would not get it at all. He is the straightest man in the world, which is great because we need that on the cast. But
I get, it's quite an LGBT
it's
cast.
it's very LGBT. Yeah, literally 5 out of 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
LGBT.
Makes you sick, really, doesn't it? Horrible.
We're pretty gay.
Yeah.
We're taking over. This is the future liberals want and have.
Yeah, it's usually dominated by straight men, isn't it? So it's great that we've got some gays in.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're pretty LGBT pod anyway.
Yeah, we
this
are
pod.
actually, to be fair.
All today.
I feel like
All today.
Yeah.
I remember when I started working at the club thinking, oh no, there's not enough of us here.
Yeah.
No, there's loads.
There's plenty of us, don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah.
How long have you guys been at the stand?
That's a difficult question. Yeah, well, so I've been running the Glasgow club since I started just before the comedy festival in 2024. Am I two and a bit years in?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, hang on. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about two and a bit years.
Yeah.
But I started working for the stand way before that because I was the production manager for the Edinburgh Fringe for years. So like when they used to do the Newtown Theatre in Edinburgh, I sort of did all that. So I guess since
Paris.
26.
Since Paris kicked me out.
I would be at the same time, I guess. I think maybe since like 2015, 2016, maybe.
Okay.
And then I did one before that, which was the year I did the assembly rooms. When the stand were running the assembly rooms, I did 1 year there.
Oh, yeah.
In like 2013 or something, which is the year that I did Tom's show. But that I was just sound engineer that year. But every other year I was the production manager. So
Nice.
I've been
Long
working
time.
with the club for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But I've only been
Yeah. I've been here for 5 years.
Okay.
Started in Edinburgh because that's where I was living, and then moved to Glasgow, and then I was working across both Edinburgh and Glasgow for a while.
I fully poached
and
you.
then you poached me, which was so helpful because I would finish my shift in Edinburgh at like 11, maybe, and then I wouldn't get home until like 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, and also at the time I was living a 20-minute walk from the old club.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so unfair.
Yes.
But yeah, there would be some days as well that I would tech Red Raw on the Monday in Edinburgh and then do it in Glasgow on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it was actually really good. I think it like sped up like relationships with certain acts, because particularly away acts, because I'd be like, are you doing Glasgow tomorrow? Cool, I'll be there.
Oh,
and sometimes I'd forget to say, and then they would turn up and they'd be like, what? the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
5 years.
So we really infiltrated it with the gays.
Yes.
That's what we're
God,
saying.
yeah.
It's very queer.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very queer.
Isn't it good being queer? Like it's
Yeah.
actually great. Like I would hate to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to think like, oh, it's just something I'll get like used to, but now I'm like, thank fuck
Yeah.
that I'm not straight.
I think because it
Fraser, you're like, no, I still hate myself.
Yeah, but it's not because of the gay thing.
my dad is like so supportive of me. I've got 2 sisters and we're all not
something.
straight. Yeah. We've all got a bit something. But my younger sister has been with a woman for ages, and then like when we met, when we like came out to him, he was like, okay, like don't like, why do you want to? And I was like, right, okay, you need to do like world context, like you do have to come out to you. But
Also, you want something. It's a big moment for
just
you.
a smidge.
Give us
like,
Mitch for Mitch. Come on.
yeah. Give me some pride, please.
Yeah.
But when I said to my dad about my girlfriend, he was like, oh my God, yes, another gay on the football team. And then I was like, yeah, okay, perfect. And he was like, he has always been more uncomfortable, like if I've like told him that I've started seeing a man.
Oh yeah.
And then I've like fully stopped seeing men. And then I've been with my girlfriend for like 3.5 years now.
Sorry, there's a fly.
During
Pride Month?
And then he's just like, oh yeah, great.
Yeah. Okay, great.
He's like, I think I would have to have come out to him as straight rather than like he wanted three lesbians.
Yeah, he's nailed it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my older sister's married to a man, but she's still bisexual.
Yes.
And the man, we love the man.
Yeah.
We love him.
Sure.
We love you,
We
Henry.
love the man.
There are some good ones.
Yeah. He's nice.
Yeah, it is Pride Month.
Yeah.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
It's also, they got married in, they won't mind me saying this, they got married in a pub in Hammersmith. And for it being a straight passing marriage,
Sure.
it was the gayest wedding I've ever been to. And I've been to my auntie's lesbian wedding. It was great. Everyone was so colourful. The celebrant was wearing this massive, like puffy dress that looked like a Quality Street rapper.
Oh, nice.
It was, and there was lots of singing, loads of ribbons, and they were running around, and it was so good, really good. I love Pride.
I love gay.
Do you what's it like being queer in this industry?
Good question. Sometimes it's hard. No, what I often find the most is that I often am not on with other gay acts.
Sure.
Because people,
you have to keep them separate.
yeah, it's like people assume that we're going to talk about the same stuff, but they never assume that about like 4 straight men being on a lineup.
Oh yeah.
So like 4 straight men,
Wow.
that's fine. They'll have a variety of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Gay men, they only have one thing, and therefore they will talk about the same. So I'm never on with like Sam Lake or Larry or I'm trying to think of other gay men in this. all the other gays, you know.
Al Thompson.
Who?
Al Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Newcastle
I've done like occasional gigs with them, but then generally we'll be kept in our own corners. So that's
Oh, I hadn't really clocked that until right now.
Yeah.
it happens all the
Let's
time.
get that sorted.
I
Yeah.
know. So I've talked to Stam about this because we're good friends. But yeah, we never gig together. And then the other thing is like I do find audiences really like gay stuff, which is, great for me.
Yeah.
But I think it did affect the material that I wrote as time went on because I knew that they wanted like salacious gay sex stuff, which I like to write as well, but I also like to write weird stuff.
Yeah.
And if I'm tailoring it to the audience, you get this weird feedback loop with audiences where you write something, they like it, then you write more of it, they like that, and you just keep doing it, and eventually you're writing for them rather than for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll generally I try to stop myself. Sometimes I'll even be like, this cannot end with like a sex joke because that's too easy. I'll have to I have to do a different punchline on this because so that affects it as well. And then the other thing is occasionally homophobia.
Yeah. Is that in green rooms or in venues or across the board or like
more in audiences? Because I would say comics are generally pretty open-minded. I don't come across a ton of like conservative comics, but I've had a couple. Okay, so I talk about this on stage, so you guys might have heard about it, but one time I did a gig in a sports club, and literally for maybe the first 10 minutes of it was like generic stuff, didn't specify. It was like Schrodinger's cat of sexuality where like you don't know. Although they probably suspected, but it hadn't been confirmed. And then I went into more sexual material, and literally like the room erupted, and like one guy stood up and was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like furious, and like it wasn't even like everybody was furious. It was like some people fully just stopped listening and started talking to each other. Like I could sense the immediate shift in the room, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh my God.
And then at the end of it, I went back, and the organizers of the gig were like, okay, so we're going to take you outside via the back door, and we're going to drive you to the train station because we don't think it'll be safe if you leave the venue.
Fuck.
And I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
So that was really intense.
scary.
That was
Yeah.
quite intense. What was weird was like when I was like actually on the mic, I was aware that there was a shift, but I wasn't aware of how bad it was. And then like, I remember John Gavin came up to me and he was like, yeah, that group were like actually furious and stuff. Like
Why
he was
do
telling
people
me all
get
this.
so? Do you know?
Because they're
Crazy.
secretly gay. Like they're like
it's like they protest too much.
It's so it baffles me no end when people are firstly annoyed about like you're there to have a laugh, like just like I don't know, but it's the same people that would absolutely go wild and crazy at like a straight man joking about like sexually assaulting women and hating their wife. They're like because they're not allowed to show actual emotion, or like they can laugh at like real gross and dark stuff. It's the people that are like, I just love dark comedy. I love dark comedy. But
no, you just like to say cruel shit.
You just like to be mean and like say slurs and that, I'm sorry that happened.
I know. And then there was this one other occasion I'll talk about, which happened at the old stand building, the Glasgow stand. I don't know if either of you were on shift this night. This was like a bizarre thing that happened. So I wasn't hosting, I was just doing material, and I went on and did my thing. And the stage right, there had been 4 people, 2 guys and their girlfriends, and the guys had kind of been problems the whole night. I think the staff had come up and been like, "Can you be quiet?" Type thing. But when I was on stage, they were like, they really weren't liking it. I think they were saying stuff, or they weren't. It was like the one time they were silent, but I was kind of they weren't laughing for sure.
Right.
And I was making jokes about that because you have to address
Were they
it.
right in the front
row?
row?
The very front row.
Oh God.
And then I think at some point the girlfriends were kind of like, stop, like, because they were saying stuff as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't like, it wasn't ruining the gig weirdly. Like I was making them the butt of the joke, so it was fine. But when I got off stage, as I was walking off and the host was walking back on, I can't remember who was on, all 4 of them stood up, walked onto the stage, and then exited the building. And on the way out, they said to a staff member, "Yeah, we don't like gay shit." And they just left.
I was not on for this because I would remember that.
Yeah.
And then like the
I'd
staff,
be like, because you're gonna love me.
and then because it had been so like public how they'd left, the audience, it kind of spread through the audience that they didn't like the gay stuff.
Right.
Maybe they heard. I was backstage, so I didn't hear any of this or see any of this. I just got told about it.
Yeah.
But what was very funny is afterwards, I went into the bathroom at the end of the gig, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like this massive guy. He puts me in this big hug, and he goes, "Just so you know, you're always welcome in Scotland." And I was like, that is so sweet, but I am Scottish.
Doesn't make it not true.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's good.
Were you peeing at the time?
No, I think I had just washed my hands. Don't know if he had, but
well, you are always welcome in Scotland,
Thank
and you're
you.
always welcome at the stand.
Thanks.
But I just think
That's a really sweet thing for that guy to have
it
done.
was
Yeah,
really sweet.
His heart was in the right
Ended-
place.
Ended very nicely. And
But I just think I guess maybe I just don't have much tolerance for like people that are intolerant to shit like that.
Sure.
Like I don't tolerate that shit. It's just I just think it's not like. I just think it's pathetic when you can't like you're getting up to leave because someone's talking about getting fisted, probably.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that was exactly the story.
It's like a thing about that is like they would be the first people to say, "Oh, you're all snowflakes."
Yes,
Yeah.
it's always that.
All right, and yet you can't possibly hear about the idea that
Yeah.
maybe I've had a tongue in a bum
Yeah.
that wasn't a lady's bum. Come on,
Yeah.
But it's
Mum,
just
I've never done that. If you're listening, never once.
It's just like for any other type of comedy, people would. I think people that are left leaning or like queer people and stuff, like there's been very, very like straight comedy that's just like they set a punchline, but also like so classic, like straight man stuff.
Yeah.
And objectively, you can see that that's funny. People are laughing. It's very palatable. It's like not always my kind of thing. I like seeing like the weirder stuff, the gayer stuff, obviously. But then it's why is it always like gay people, female comedians,
Yes.
and fucking hell, if you're a lesbian comic, that's even worse.
You're right.
Like it's just I don't know. It's pathetic if you
Yes.
can't just sit and like just. It's particularly in a mixed bill. If you don't like it, that's fine. Like comedy is subjective, but like
Yes.
being so anti-queer
Uh-huh.
is just Like,
I know. And it like takes effort. Again, back to my laziness. I'm like, I do not have the energy for that.
Yeah.
No, I've literally been on bills where there have been straight men graphically describing sex and like getting all the laughs.
Yeah.
And then I've gone on and said a much lighter. I've had somebody go like, ugh. Like before, and I'm like, that was way lighter than what he said, but it's just about a man.
Yeah.
And
same with women as well. That would like if they have agency over their like their sex lives, then
even if that's a heterosexual sex life.
But like it's people always, oh my god, why do women always have to be so gross on stage? And it's like, why are they always talking about this? And it's like they're actually talking quite similarly. Like experiences to what a straight man would say, but you're just not allowing them that because you're
not used to seeing it.
Something I'm going to be really super. I don't want because I'm thinking of something in particular, and it's of someone that I really like and respect and have a lot of time for. So I'm not going to say anything specific about this at all because it's a broad question about when you're writing material.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking of someone in particular. But for me, I'll pose it as you to a question. Do you ever think about? You could write something that's like getting the laugh for the wrong reason and worrying about that and saying like, I can say this and I know that the audience will laugh, but they're laughing for the wrong, they're laughing because they think being gay is funny or something, or they think something about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that is a laugh that you will get.
Yeah.
And I know, and this, I'm thinking of something, I'll talk off pod about it. And I'm like, and it is objectively funny and I can laugh at it, but I'm like, but I'm worried that the people in the crowd are laughing for the wrong reason. I'm worried that that's maybe, but is there such thing as the wrong laugh? Is there such thing as you wouldn't say that, even though you know it would be a winner, you're like, I'm not going to do that because.
I've had that before. It's not so much with the punchline, it's with the setup. Okay. Like I'll be starting to talk about something that is like something to do with being gay and they'll be like, ha ha ha, and I'm like, no, that's just normal. That's just a normal thing. I'm about to do a joke. So whenever that happens, it's really annoying because it always throws off that. Firstly, it can throw off the energy in the room because other people can get uncomfortable because they're like, okay, but that's not the they know it's not the funny bit, but they're kind of like, oh, that's kind of homophobic a little bit. And then the other thing is it completely ruins the rhythm of my joke. Which is the more important thing, of course.
Absolutely,
but so that is annoying. But it's like I don't write it ever anticipating that to happen. It just does happen. Every so often. Which is really fun.
We have been recording for an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
We should.
I was like, it must be about an hour now. We should wrap this up.
So is there anything you would like to plug?
I guess follow me on Instagram. I keep meaning to change my Instagram handle because I think it's too hard to spell. It's piece of work, which is I before E and then E before I. In both words.
That's great.
Like, why the fuck did I make it that?
No, it's great.
And then the story platform, if you're in Edinburgh, it'll be on last week of every month. It'll be very funny. Sketch comedy.
Love sketch comedy.
And then, whenever I'm back at the stand, come see that, obviously, as well.
Hell yeah. And then we also end the pod with an icebreaker question because we're quirky.
Okay. Do I have to come up with it, or do you guys
come
know
up with it?
Okay, great.
So we were talking.
I love that you're breaking the ice at the end.
You get it.
You guys.
And it's also good because everything else has been so like.
We actually
structured.
have been quite. This is probably the pod we've spoken most about comedy.
Great.
Ever.
So either that means, well, depends on how you look at it. That means either me or Lottie are the problem.
Oh, yeah. But I would say, so we were talking about the Spice Girls.
Yes. Zig
zig ah. And I would like you to curate a comedy Spice Girl group.
Oh, okay.
So either you could do, it could
based
be
on who's scary, who's baby, who's ginger, who's sporty, and who's posh.
We could do it all together, or you could.
No, I do love it. I love it. For a second, I thought you were going to be like, give me the perfect Spice Girls playlist. And I was like, I know it already. Okay.
Their first album.
Ginger, I'm immediately thinking Gareth Waugh.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect Ginger.
Yeah.
Scary. Who's scary? And like, well, I feel like Eva Peroni will like run on stage and be like, ha! I feel like she could be scary. No offense, Eva. That's like, it's just an energy, that she's choosing to bring. I'm thinking, whose baby? Me?
you can be Baby
Baby.
Spice,
Because I'm
yeah.
just eternally useful, you know? And then sporty. I feel like Amy Matthews wears quite a lot of sporty.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Good.
Sportswear.
Yeah,
I
nice.
see her in like Adidas and like
Yeah.
she sometimes dresses like she's just played tennis. And I mean that in the best
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
And then
posh.
Who
Posh
Sam
Spice.
Lake?
just because he has an English accent. I
Yeah.
don't think he's actually that
No,
posh.
I was thinking more of like, because Posh Spice is like she just the way she looks, she carries herself.
That's true.
Like that.
Okay, yeah, let's give Sam Lake. Yeah, I agree with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cosign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. That's our Spice Girls. That's a pretty good group.
Would you?
Yeah.
Do you
If
have?
I was to make my Spice Girls, okay, so Sporty Spice, I'm gonna go Suze McCabe because she has so
Oh,
many
brilliant.
of those
Yes.
Adidas.
Yeah.
Like in every
And
color.
yeah.
isn't she hosting like the World Cup?
She's
shows
yeah,
as
she's
well,
yep,
so
she
that-
sure
Yeah.
is.
That's actually a better.
She's perfect.
That's
so
a better choice.
she's my sporty. Posh Spice. I'll come back to. What are the other Spice Girls again?
Ginger.
Ginger Spice.
How many ginger comedians
Baby
are there?
Spice.
Amy Gladhill.
Oh, I was
Amy
going to go Ray
Gladhill, yeah.
Bradshaw, who's a secret ginger.
Oh yeah.
Well,
of course.
yeah.
His beard is still ginger.
Ray
Yeah,
Bradshaw.
Ray.
So Ray could be my ginger spice. Also, I could see him wearing a Union Jack. Actually,
Yeah.
couldn't.
I reckon he would have heard the vibes of that.
He's furious
Yeah,
somewhere. What have I got left?
Baby.
And
Baby.
Scary.
Baby Spice.
Maybe you need like the newest open spot. I just chose myself, but I couldn't think of.
Oh, so you think, okay, that's what Baby is.
Yeah, or what do you think of Baby?
Or just like, I don't know, Baby Girl.
Hey,
Someone
Baby
gives
Girl.
like Baby Girl energy.
Baby Girl.
This is hard,
I
but great. This is
know.
going to keep me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Comment below.
I'm looking around the posters in
Yeah.
this room.
Oh, that's
just being
always
like,
helpful. I hadn't considered
who
that.
Is
Baby
Baby.
Spice. Liam Whitney has lovely hair. So
Yeah.
he could be
Yeah.
Baby
Baby.
Spice.
um,
Oh, actually, here's a weird one. Go with me. Stephen Buchanan, Baby Spice.
yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming? Do you get where I'm
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
from there?
Yeah, I can see that.
I think Stephen Buchanan
He's
could be a
baby.
Baby
100%.
Spice.
Stephen Buchanan is Baby Girl.
Yeah,
He's totally Baby Girl.
Yes.
How many have I left to go?
think
I have
we've done
lost
it, no?
track.
And then anyone else who knows me.
I
Yeah.
would do Ginger Spice, Jay Lafferty.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Sporty Spice, Chloe Petts.
Oh, you're nailing this. This is
That's
good.
really good.
Scary Spice, Roscoe McClelland.
I was thinking Roscoe.
I was also
Yeah.
thinking when I said Eva and the energy she
Yeah,
brings,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
also like Roscoe also brings that.
Zig,
energy.
zig, ah.
Yeah. I've got zigs in my bed. Right, Scary. So we've got Posh and Baby, right?
Yeah.
Posh Spice. Posh Spice is Chris Rutter
Oh, shit, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
That is
Okay.
very good. It's mostly because he's English.
because he's
Yeah.
English, yeah. And Baby, who's Baby Girl? Who's Baby Girl?
I think I've nailed it with Stephen Buchanan, I'll be honest with you.
I would
feel
say,
CMB
I
could
was
also
gonna say
maybe be
CMB,
Baby
yeah.
Girl. Yeah.
but the B stands for baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would want them to sing Move It, Shake It. Who
do you think you are?
Yeah, yeah.
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 The
So
Spice
good.
Girls, what a time that was.
Yeah.
So I guess that's us done then.
Yeah.
Goodbye, my friend.
I know you're gonna set your gun, but I can still feel you here.
Thank you. I'm so glad you did that.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.